Last month, I made about $200 an hour making wedding cakes. And if you want to know how I did it, stick around. Hi, I'm Jenny, and I teach wedding cake makers how to be better business owners. Okay, I've been in this business around 30 years, and I think I have cracked the code on this business model. When I first started, I was doing everything from birthday cakes, special occasion cakes, shower cakes, and wedding cakes. And I knew weddings were what I wanted to get into, but I couldn't say no to everybody else. I mean, there were no great places local to me to get cakes, and just my nature, our nature as people that make food, we want to make people happy, so we don't want to disappoint anyone. So I would take all these little jobs all the time, and it did give me practice, and I am super grateful for that. But over the years, I started to realize, like, gosh, I am working really, really hard for not a lot of money. And what would happen, I would do a couple weddings a weekend and then come back from delivering the wedding and have to go back in my kitchen for another 3 hours or something like that and finish like a Mickey Mouse cake or a Dora the Explorer cake or something like that. And I was like, gosh, I don't enjoy this. It's time consuming, and it's not making me any money. So after the years went by, like, it took me a little bit of time to say no, because it's really, really hard to say no. I started saying no to these little jobs. And again, this happens to so many of us. I talk to my students all the time about this. It's really, really difficult when we feel like we're disappointing people. But if you really want to make this a profitable business to where it works around your lifestyle instead of altering your lifestyle for your business to make people happy, this is how to do it. You kind of have to let those little jobs go. And what I've realized, again, it was really difficult. All my friends know, don't ask me to, don't ask me to make a birthday cake. And I do stuff for friends and things like that. But for the most part, people know, like, hey, she just does weddings. So what that did for me was two things. First of all, again, I was so scared. I was so afraid of disappointing people. I wanted to make cakes for my friends, but it just wasn't fitting into my lifestyle. My kids were little. I was running all over the place all the time, and I just didn't fit. So what I noticed over the years of doing this, where I started weaning off of all those other jobs, my per hour my per hour income went way up, and my schedule leveled out to where I had a regular schedule. And that's kind of nice. So on my Mondays and Tuesdays are sort of my flex day, my admin day, and I can flex those however I want to. If I have a doctor's appointment, or if my kids need something, or if my mom needs something, I can be flexible in those days. And then I can, if it's not a beach day, I'll go ahead and sit in front of my computer all day long and work on things like that. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I would be in the kitchen. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are when the weddings were. And then I meet with my clients on a certain day. So I had a regular schedule, and that's really nice because it levels out your anxiety. You're not like running in, to finish a cake on a Sunday night for a Monday morning pickup, or, you're not sitting around at your house waiting for somebody to pick up a cake at 5 when they said they were going to be there at 3, and you have to go pick up your kids from school. These are all the things that would happen to me, and that happened to my students too. So that's what, this is why I encourage weaning off the other things if you want to be known as a wedding cake maker. And then the other thing that it does is you master your craft. So when you're only doing one thing, which when I first started, I thought it was a negative. I was like, gosh, how can I only offer wedding cakes? I need to offer more things. But what I realized is when I started offering only wedding cakes, I got known for that, and I used that as a strength. Like, oh, well, I only make wedding cakes. So what happens is I know how weddings work. All my energy goes towards your wedding. I'm not being distracted by all these other jobs. And what happened is I just got better and better and better at making wedding cakes, and that just really excelled my business. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. It's just a little tip, and we do get into this a lot deeper in my Wedding Cake Business Academy. This is what we focus on, is how to make this a profitable business. So what happens, I want to talk about June, because what I talked about in the beginning is how I made $200 an hour. When I was doing 2 to 3 weddings a weekend, which is doable by myself or with an assistant, I was not working on little jobs. I wasn't, these are wedding cakes for 100 people or more. So you charge your base price for that, and then your food cost is a fraction of that, usually under 20% of that. And then the rest is labor. And that's what you're getting compensated for. You're getting compensated for your expertise, you're getting compensated for your experience, and you're getting compensated for the labor you're putting into the cake and also your service. So you're not just basing your products off of food costs like you would for a birthday cake or cupcakes or something like that. So what happens is, as you get better and better and you get more well known and you get a reputation and you build up your business to where you are the sought after wedding cake maker, you can charge a price that is comparable to other cake makers that are out there, but also you can charge you're charging your worth is basically what you're doing, and you can still be competitive. And obviously you're not gouging anyone. I mean, people think that we gouge people in the wedding industry, but that is not the case. We're offering a whole other level of service. So when you get to that point and you look at what you're making hourly, your hourly rate is going to go way up because you're not getting watered down by those little jobs that are taking you too much time, that are, like I said, you're waiting around at your house for somebody to pick up a cake or something like that, or, you have to come in on a day that you're not usually in the kitchen. It's just not productive. So when you are doing just weddings and you're in the kitchen, cooking all at the same time, baking everything at the same time, letting everything chill at the same time, it's much more productive, and you'll have a better schedule, and you'll be able to have the freedom to do the things that you love to do outside of baking. And your job becomes really fun because you realize that this is something that it's a resource. Your skills are giving you a resource that is allowing you to build a life around your business, and it all kind of melds into one thing. So it's not like you are like, oh, I have to go into work today and make 7 cupcakes for somebody. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, this is something that I do teach inside my course. This is the whole premise of my course, is to how to market your wedding cake so that you can make it a profitable business. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that this is my sole income. My wedding cake business has bought my house for me. It's put me through school. It's done all these things for me. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. So a quick little tip: if you can, set your boundaries, look at where you're making money, look at where you're not making money, and have the guts to set those boundaries, even though it's going to feel like you're disappointing people at first. After a while, when you respect yourself, you'll realize that other people will respect you too. Okay? And again, if you want to get deeper into this, check out the description. I will put my email into the description, and please email me with any questions. If you want to be on the wait list for my program, it's an online course plus group coaching that you get directly. Me and the other students in the group, we all get together and we solve problems, and we talk about life, and not just making cakes, but how to work it into your life and how to make your life enjoyable around this thing that we love to do. Okay, so thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week. Bye.